What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. So we all know now that the Active 2.0 is the real deal. It's a fantastic machine at a fantastic price, amazing pressure and flow, does the job perfectly for car detailing. In most cases, we're getting about 1,050 PSI at just shy of essentially 2 GPM, so fantastic numbers. Now, one of the ideas they had behind shrinking the machine and making it nice and compact without a bunch of the bells and whistles that you don't really need is portability, right? They wanted to make sure it would work for people working out of their trunk, working in a mobile setup, so that's what we're gonna be testing today. I'm gonna be hooking up the Active 2.0 in my detailing van, and that van is just a basic gravity feed setup. There's no pump running from the water tank into the pressure washer. It's purely gravity fed. So let's go ahead and head outside. I'm gonna hook it up. And as a final reminder, the recorded version of the training that Luke from Wilson Auto Detailing put on that I was telling everyone about is going to be taken down, I believe, tomorrow, Wednesday. So I have a link down in the description for you guys so you can go check that out. So make sure you do that before it's gone. All right, guys, so here's my current setup. I apologize if the audio is not great. I'm just filming this on my phone right now. So here's the AR Blue AR630 TSS. I'm gonna be taking that out and replacing that with the brand new Active 2.0 just to see how it works as a mobile detailing setup. Now, I'm gonna open this up and just show you guys how I have it set up. So there's my 50-gallon tank, okay? And I do have it lifted up a little bit just to help with the gravity feed system because I have no pump on this thing at all. Just hooked up to a little on-off valve here. And once I get the pump primed and ready to go, I leave this open all the time, guys. I never close that personally. I'm gonna close it now just to stop the water flow so that I can disconnect the AR Blue and swap it out with the Active 2.0. All right, guys, so back around the back of the van, all I have to do here is disconnect my water source, which is right here, and then disconnect this is the hose running up to my hose reel with the Uberflex attached. So I just gotta disconnect those, undo these bungees. This will come right out. I don't have it bolted down, just kind of strapped down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that real quick. All right, guys, so we finally got that thing out. And just to reiterate, that machine that I just pulled out of here weighed probably 60 pounds, something like that. It's a heavy, robust machine. This thing, it's like, I don't know, 10 pounds maybe. Now again, this is prosumer or consumer plus is what I'm calling it. Again, it's rated for 200 hours. The AR is rated for, I don't know exactly actually how many, but that thing is fully serviceable. Whereas this guy, it looks like it's just kind of as is. With that said, it's an unbelievable unit. They retooled everything inside. They made it more robust to be able to double the lifespan from 100 hours to 200 hours. So we're gonna throw it in here and test it out to see how it works for this mobile detail situation. Okay guys, so it is in. I have it, I mean, it's moving around, but it'll be functional for what I need to do this test. So I just have it anchored down. The hose is just sitting on the side, or sorry, the power cord is just sitting on the side and then running up to the front of my generator over here. The water source is connected right here, and my pressure washer lead hose up to my actual hose is right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire this thing on real quick. Go ahead and make sure that the pump is primed. So I'm gonna open up my water source up at my tank. Sorry guys, this is my dirty towels I gotta wash for the day. I'm gonna turn that on. I may need to back it off a little bit just to let the air bubbles out and get it to prime. So we'll see about that, but let's go ahead and check. All right guys, turning the water source on. I see water running to it, but we are definitely gonna have a lot of water bubbles in there, so I probably will have to back it off. Gonna go ahead and turn the generator on. All right guys, we are all set, everything's running. I'm gonna go ahead and undo my hose and then we'll test it out. Okay guys, I went ahead and just took the nozzle off. I just want the most air coming out of this thing as possible so it can prime. But let's go ahead and turn it on. There's nothing coming out yet. Here it comes. All right. That primed pretty quickly. We're good to go. All right, so that's it guys. I've got it installed. I'm gonna go ahead and use it tomorrow. I have a bunch of really cool cars to work on tomorrow, or two. I've done all the other ones, but I have two more to do at a customer's house. Awesome cars. So I'm gonna be testing out this Active 2.0 in an actual professional mobile detail setup and see how it functions. Then we'll kind of revisit it and see how it goes from there. I'm also gonna be doing a 1 month, 2 month, 3 month update on this thing because I'm running a 50-foot Uberflex hose. I know that's kind of the biggest concern for a lot of people, just in regards to the VE52, the original one, had some issues when you put a longer hose on it and the back pressure causing it to surge. Supposedly they did fix that. They upgraded the auto on-off switch in that, but let's just put it to the test and see how it works. Again, this thing's rated for 200 hours. It's not a full-blown industrial machine, prosumer or consumer-based plus, but let's see how it works. And I will see you guys in about 1 second, but it'll be tomorrow. Okay guys, now it's time to go ahead and get to work with this thing and test it out. So I am at one of my customers' houses, and here we go. We're gonna check out these few beautiful cars. Now, as you can guess, these things don't get too dirty. I basically take care of these cars every week, and I'm there just to make sure that they're looking their best. Now, these cars are fully ceramic coated. I actually did the coating on them, and now in order to maintain them, all I really have to do typically is foam them up with a good soap. I'm gonna be using Geon in this case, letting it dwell and then rinsing it away. Now, with that simplified approach, guys, it's very, very important that I have good water pressure and flow to get the most out of this kind of simplified, no-touch type service. I need it to foam well, so I'm going to be using my MJJC Foam Cannon Pro in this video, which gets a fantastic amount of foam, and then I just need to let it dwell, let the soap do its thing, and then have enough PSI and flow out of my pressure washer to rinse everything off. Now, I typically use the AR Blue AR630 TSS in this van, so I'm very familiar with that pressure rating and flow from that pressure washer when I'm working on this van. So we're gonna compare that to this pressure washer. As I'm working with it, I'll just kind of anecdotally let you know how it's feeling. Now, one of the things that I like about this pressure washer is that it fires on immediately. Right when you pull the trigger, it's on, it's giving you power, there's no delay. When you turn it off, there's a little wind down noise to it, but nothing out of the ordinary. It seems to be working absolutely perfectly. Again, as I'm foaming these cars are ceramic coated, so the foam doesn't want to stick to them as well as it normally would, but it's foaming absolutely perfect. We're getting tons of foam, it's just wanting to slide off the panel a little bit faster. Now, the rinse off is going to be really where I can tell just how it's feeling in comparison to that AR Blue 630. And right off the bat, guys, it really doesn't feel any different. It's rinsing the soap off perfectly. I feel like I have plenty of power and plenty of gallons per minute water flow through this machine, and it's performing really, really well. So using that machine was absolutely fantastic, guys. Like I said, I didn't feel any difference between the AR630 and this machine, honestly. The AR is 3 times heavier, like it's a heavy machine. It feels really robust. This one's nice and lightweight, kind of like I said, that consumer plus grade level. But as far as performance goes, I really didn't notice any difference. One thing to note though is when I did turn it off, it makes a little bit more louder of a pop noise. I don't know if that has any effect on it. It may just be shifting because I didn't tighten it down that hard. So it may just, you know, as the back pressure comes back, it may be shaking a little bit on the metal panels inside the van. So that may be all that is, but we'll test that over time and I'll keep you guys updated on that. Now, finally, guys, I want to kind of do a real life test. I'm going to take my van's parked right out front, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn the pressure washer on. I'm gonna use my generator, use the water tank, everything as if I'm out at a mobile job. So as it's running off the generator, I'm gonna turn the machine on and we're gonna test the PSI and GPM. So let's head to the front of the shop. So guys, as always, it's really important to unwind the hose all the way so that we don't have any back pressure in the hose that can cause it to pop over time. You wanna get the hose all the way out so it's not condensed down into the hose reel. So here we are. I've got my hose here running from the van out. Got my pressure washer wand, and this does have the 3.7 orifice that came with the machine. I'm gonna go ahead and take my PSI gauge, plug it right in line, So that way we can inspect that, and I'll let you know. Basically, I'm gonna let it run for a minute, test the GPM that way. As I'm doing that, I'll be inspecting the gauge. I'll let you guys know what the PSI is. But like I said, I want this to be exactly like as if I was out at a mobile job. So I'm gonna fire up my generator, get all that going, and then we'll test. Now I'm gonna turn the pressure washer on. Okay guys, now since it was already had pressure built up, because I always keep water in my line running into it, it didn't even turn on. So just let me pull the trigger and make sure it's on. We're good to go. So I'm gonna grab my phone and we'll test the GPM and PSI. Here we go, I got my stopwatch ready. Wand is in the bucket and here we go. Alrighty guys, so there it is, and tons of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the generator off now just so you guys can hear me better. Before I do that though guys, I totally forgot to check the PSI while this was running, so let's go ahead and check the PSI. Alright, so here we are. Again, generator's still running, so I apologize, but I wanna check the PSI. Let's go ahead and look at it together, get that to focus. We are right at 1,000 PSI, which is what it was when I was running this 50-foot hose. Now back to the GPM. I'm gonna go ahead and spin this around and I'll record it with my phone so you guys can see, but yeah, we are no change, really. It's got a ton of water flow. So here we are, 7 3/4 quarts. So again, we're just about, just barely shy, probably 1.95 GPM, something like that. So really good. Okay, so there you have it guys. Zero change in performance, even though we don't have any kind of forced water going into the machine. Just gravity fed. It's keeping up with the 2 gallons per minute and keeping the PSI up there as well. Fantastic performance from this Active 2.0. I really, really like it. Now, like I said, it is making a little bit of a louder bang when I let go of the trigger. So the back pressure is definitely hitting a little bit harder, at least it seems, with this setup. Will that affect it over time? I don't know. I know that they built out the on-off valve, the little total stop system switch. I know they upgraded that for this machine and as well as the other internals. So will that affect it over time? I don't know, but that's why I set this thing up in the van. I'm gonna let it run in there for quite some time just to see, as in a professional setting where it's getting used all the time, how this thing's gonna hold up. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on these updates for this machine. But that's it for today's video. I really, really appreciate you guys. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.